Hi everyone, welcome back. And today I am going to be talking about the importance of full but relaxed arm extension for the front side of the arm circle, specifically speaking for the reach part of the pitch. I have been noticing more and more lately, and I don't know if this is something that girls are being taught or if it's just something they've kind of developed out of habit, but it's a really common issue, and it's basically just issues with the reach part of the pitch. Let's quickly go over what the reach is supposed to look like and what it's important. So as we come off the rubber, we want both hands to be reaching straight out to our target, shoulders and hips square to the target, and then we open our bodies up into power K for delivery. The reach is probably the most important part of the pitch because it establishes our throw zone. It creates our throw zone, and it basically makes sure that our body is going to be set up correctly for the entire rest of the pitch. It makes sure that we're going to be stacked. It makes sure that we're going to always have our arm on the power line and never get it behind our body. So very important. One big thing that I've been seeing lately, even if girls aren't opening too soon, even if they're staying square, is girls getting into the reach and their throwing arm collapsing so that the ball is either turned this way or even worse this way. They've got elbow bend and collapse, and the elbow is usually sticking out to the side. And then what happens is as they come up the front side of the arm circle, they kind of bend their arm and come around their head, almost like they're trying to brush the top of their hair. And then what happens is the arm 100% of the time gets stuck behind the body, and they end up kind of being like this, or they end up having to rotate. But either way, the arm gets stuck behind the body, and we have to slow down, come off the power line, try to get back on the power line. We lose a lot of speed and command, and I've been seeing it more and more lately, just girls reaching up and across their body with a lot of arm collapse, and then as they pull around, the elbow gets stuck behind them, and they're not really able to maintain that good palm up, elbow down position for really good whip. When we come up the front side of the arm circle, we want to have full, relaxed extension, coming all the way up close to our face, but not going around the head, and see how that allows my arm to always be on the power line. So if your pitcher is doing this and you're wondering why she's not able to keep her arm on the power line or why it's always going behind the body, you want to definitely get that bent or collapsed arm addressed. The absolute best way to address a bent or collapsed arm is wall work. Having your pitcher doing any of her drills, even full pitching with her throwing hand side 2 to 3 inches away from a wall, because if she's bending her arm, she won't be able to do that coming up the front side. But even if she cheats and manages to get away from the wall during the front side, as she gets stuck behind her body and has to come around, the wall's not going to let her do that. The wall, the net, anything you're practicing up against, it's great feedback. And we have a ton of other drills in Fastpitch Power Plus that we have to specifically work on the reach and that full extension coming up the front side of the arm circle. So you're definitely going to want to make sure you check that out. But I do want to quickly show you guys something that I have been kind of implementing with some of my pitchers who have been having issues with the reach. And the bent arm isn't the only issue that you can have to the reach. Sometimes girls have their arms going straight out and coming up, but they're just not reaching down the middle. They reach to the right, they reach to the left, they open too early. And this little, I'll say, trick is something that can definitely help your pitchers stay more square and make sure that the glove hand and the throwing hand are going straight to the target. It's also a great way to hide the ball for longer, which can be really helpful when facing batters and hiding the ball, especially if you have a lot of pitches with different grips, hiding the ball from coaches, from batters, so that no one knows what you're throwing. The caveat to it is you can't really have a backswing and do it. So what I'm referring to is pitchers trying to keep the ball in their glove during the reach part of the pitch. So basically they would come up the front side, the ball would still be in the glove, and as they start to come up more, then they take it out and get ready to deliver. If you really focus on keeping the ball in the glove, it's kind of impossible to bend your arm or turn your body too soon, because you're going to see that. You're going to see all your hands going going in different directions. The arm can't really bend because if it's in your glove, the arm kind of has to be fully extended. But again, kind of tricky because you can't really take your arm out of the glove and then put it back in it as you're coming up the front side of the arm circle. So you kind of have to either transition to no backswing or just be a pitcher that naturally does not have a backswing. So what you could do is load, bring the glove into the middle of your body, reach straight out, keep that ball in the glove for as long as possible, and then deliver. Again, this is great because it hides the ball for a really long time. You really don't give the batter any time to time you or see your grips or see what you're throwing. And it really, really does. I've found with many of my girls that it is helping them not only with full arm extension, but just getting an all-around better reach part of the pitch. So let's kind of take a look at what this would look like in full motion. Load, hands in, reach, go. You see how my glove hand is covering that ball and my hand is inside my glove for a nice long time, and that really kind of encourages me to push straight out and have my hands in that good reach position so that I'm setting my body up correctly. So if your pitcher is open to not having a backswing and you're finding that she's struggling with a bent arm or just not having a really solid reach part of the pitch, you can give this little trick a try. And I have noticed that my pitchers actually have gained a lot more speed and command because they're setting up their body correctly. Let me know if you give this a try, and I'll talk to you guys next time.